Hi everyone, how are you doing? It's Friday, it's time to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. This is episode 80 of this esteemed franchise where we are ranking every 8-bit Nintendo game released in North America in the time frame of the system's actual original relevance. Someone asked, like, oh, you're going to do all, look at all these aftermarket and this game came out last month. Like, no. We're not gonna get into that stuff. Licensed or unlicensed, we will look at that, but only games that came out kind of in the original time frame of the system. So here we are. If you want to influence the list, you can. It's very easy. Go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. You can get an ad-free version of the podcast, some hot bonus content, some additional podcasts, and video and early access to videos and stuff at the various tiers of availability there. Go take a look. Dopeassvideogames.com will also get you there. And thanks, everybody, for supporting the show, whether it was the podcast or this or both or, what have you. It's been great to be able to provide this level of science for you, the viewer. And we've got quite a lot of games left to go here. I will pull up the list here. That's the thing I forgot to do before we started, was get the list ready. I don't know why Notepad decided it needed to be this wide when it should really only be like maybe this wide, but sometimes that happens. Let's get the list together. 466 games are on our list. And here they are. Stretch that out ever so slightly to avoid some word wrap stuff. But Raid 2020 down here at the bottom of the list still somehow has not been worsted. Not a lot of people, we talk about things being bested all the time, but you don't really hear about things being worsted very often. All the way up at the top here, we've got Mega Man 2. A fine game. I've been walking around the house humming some tracks from the Bionic Commando soundtrack lately. All the kids have been sick, and the only way for me to be able to suck out the baby's nose, which she hates, is if I take the nose Frida and I pretend it's a trumpet for a while, and I have been humming. I just you got to hum something, and the first things that have come to mind for whatever reason are songs from the Bionic Commando soundtrack, which has not soothed the baby. It's not made it easier to suck the gunk out of her nose, but she, I don't know, She's got a bit of a fever. I don't know. Everyone, it's been a real mess around here. It's been a real mess. But let's just get into some video games here and forget about all that, at least for a little while. Okay. First up. First game for today, Groz suggested. This one's been on my mind for a while. I was like, oh, is it the right time to do this one? Yes or no? And but I think it's probably time to dip into this. This game is called, what is this game called? Mega Man 3. This is a really ugly screen. Is this usually when games have this little text and it's all offset like this, I look at it and go like, oh, is this like a pirate copy that doesn't have any of the copyright info? But I think that's on the, that's all right here. This is a really ugly screen. I'm sorry. This is a really ugly screen right here. I don't know what it's. Okay. What do we got here? Spark Man, Snake Man, Needle Man, Hard Man, Top Man, Gemini Man, Magnet Man, and Shadow Man, who, you know, would have later get his own spin-off franchise, you know, on the Dreamcast and all that other stuff, but... All right, so what do we have here abilities-wise? It's like when you go back and play any old fighting game in a long-running franchise. You're like, did Kazuya have that combo here in Tekken 2? And you're like, oh yeah, sure enough, he did. But like, what's my abilities here? So we can do that stuff. I got this menu down here. Select button doesn't immediately do anything, and we don't have a charge shot. Currently, anyway. Is that something you... See, because he's a robot, he's made of metal, and the magnets... I didn't get my son in here. We've been talking about magnets a lot lately. Oh, right. This is when they decided to... I don't think a missile should be able to, like, loop around and hit you again. It's kind of screwed up, if you ask me. Eat it, idiots. Good going, dumbass. What does that thing do? I thought it was going to shoot a big beam or something, but maybe it's waiting for me to get down. No. Oh, it's a magnet. Okay, it's a magnet also. I guess the weird walking eyeballs are not made of metal, then. Because I get sucked in by the magnets, but they do not. It's just science. That's why we're here. What better way to start off your morning than one of these? Oh gosh, my brain doesn't have the... I'm not nearly awake enough to do this right now. Stupid fucking magnets. Okay, so what's going to be the best way to do this? Sometimes you can tell by looking at it, sometimes you can't. Oh, missed it. Okay, it's right there. No, we're going... Okay. We're going there. Then we're going... Ah, I missed it. I mistimed it. Okay, so we need to wait and then do the one right next to it. Oh, gotta go from the left side or else the magnet fucks up my jumps. Oh! Not fun. Ultimately, not fun. So I'm gonna have to go around again because of the guy, and now I'm just gonna get hit a few more times, and it's a giant waste of time. I see. Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. So we got like one little hop, one big hop. So we get far enough away to move, and then we slide under there. And now he's gonna is he shielded as well for this? We got to get away further though. Okay. Man, I keep messing up the spacing on this stuff. Oh. Oh no. Oh well. It's annoying to not be able to do damage all the time. I think that's the thing about all boss fights, really, is that you always want to be hitting them and have to wait for a window. You know? It just takes time. I think there's good music in this game, but I don't know that I prefer it to Mega Man 2 or maybe even 1. This track, for example, is worse than its counterparts previously. But so I'm, when it comes to Mega Man, and we'll get into this because it's been it's been forever since I've played Mega Man 3. But it has been double forever since I've played anything past that, at least on the NES. And my attitude since as a child has always been that Mega Man stops at 3. Though now going back here and playing 3 again, maybe Mega Man stops at 2. Oh, yeah? Why does it sometimes go up and then some... Oh, is it attracted to the ball? So can I just not do this? Okay, that's right. Okay, you B to get to the... Okay, you start with some rush action. What you got? What you gonna... Okay. Thought I had that positioned properly. I did not. Something that I would have hoped that they would have like solved, like I get that you're gonna want to like, oh, when you have multiple weapons, you're gonna want to manage that and determine which one the power goes to, but I don't know, having to switch to it to get the benefit from it instead of having it just go to a thing. Took them a while to get that down. And by that time, the rest of the games were not great anyway, so it's like... A lot of slowdown, too. A lot of slowdown. dumb. Like I feel like that just, it stops the flow of the levels so much, and like he doesn't make any sound whatsoever. It's just this like empty thing hopping around like back and forth in the dumbest pattern possible. Like it's, I like the idea of like, oh, who's this shadowy character or whatever, but like the initial implementation of Proto Man fucking sucks. Like as a gameplay thing, it's just fucking stupid. Oh. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And now I don't have any... Great. Good. Classic. Classic! He's so hard, he'll freeze you in midair, man. That's fucking hard. I think this is also like, I look at Mega Man 3 as like, it's sort of the, we're entering this era where they're like out of ideas, and it's because they used all the good ones. It's not like, it's no one's fault, right? But at some point you're like, oh, I don't know, how about Gemini Man? And you're like, yeah, fucking okay, guys. It's hard to beat, you know, Cut Man, Guts Man, like the way they look, the way that they all look, all those Mega Man 1 bosses are so fucking iconic. And then you get here and you're like, I don't know, Shadow Man? He's like a ninja? I don't know, just call it, this could have been Star Man. He could have been Shuriken Man. It could have been, you know, I don't know. Gemini Man. The evilest nuts and bolts in the universe. Right here. But the thing I'll say also is that it feels like the game is getting like a little bit more fair as time goes on. You know, when we think about Mega Man 1, it's usually in the context of like, yo, there's a lot of bullshit in this game, and there is. But I think I would rather deal with that bullshit than have some of these kind of boring concepts that made their way into the later games. Also, all this slowdown that made its way into Mega Man 3. I don't need either. Yeah. Like, there's probably a decent reason for me to jump up here, right? I think, you know, like, you could have just had, like, because, okay, think about it. When you pause, all the sprites disappear. So it's not like you're getting, like, massively tactical information from the gameplay screen here. They should have just had the entire screen be full of, this should be a full screen submenu with everything on it, instead of this, like, oh, well, I go over here for the rush stuff, and this, like, there's no reason for this to be, like, a lower third sized menu. Like, there's zero benefit here. Oh, good thing I went up top. Yeah, see, here's the one. Oh, I better make sure that I juice up my rush coil. Yeah, come on down here so I can kill you better. Big evil cat shooting balls. 2-ball max. Running up on you. He's not going to warn you when he's running up on you. He says, punk, you're a goner. Whoa. Whoa! Uh-oh. We've made a horrendous mistake. Okay, this is fine. No, it's not fine. Yeah, you know, I guess, like, my feelings on this as we're playing it is, like, this is fine. There's nothing, it's hard to find things that are necessarily, like, full-on wrong with this game, right? But I think if we're looking at this as the sequel to Mega Man motherfucking 2, it's... Do I want to use a hard knuckle on this? How do I select? Oh, it's down. It's down to move to the next one, because right moves all the way over to the E-tank. Okay. I don't remember what's after this one or what the appropriate fourth stage is. Oh, Top Spin, finally. I can play a little tennis. Top Spin 2K5. I just want to do Snake Man. At least the Snake Man stage is really crazy. In terms of, yo man, there are snakes. Look at that. That's why you come. That's why you're here. Why are you here? Because look at that. Look at this moving ass ground. Can't bump into his stick, it'll hurt you. Like, no, let's make the stick hurt him too. Yeah, alright, yeah, fuck it. My nemesis. Oh. Great. You know, throwing it in here twice. I'll allow it. It's cool. It's just cool enough. Got a nice little window. Yeah, you know, Snake Man. Yeah, no, cloud platforms and, yeah, you know, Snake Man. It's cloud platforms. Of course. What, snakes can't have a hobby? His hobby's making bootleg bullet bills. So is he next on the list? Like, would I use Top Man for him, or do I just probably just shoot this dude, huh? Did push jump there. I'm gonna blame that one on the slowdown. Not a fight I'm going to win this way. This is not going to happen this way. I need to get over. Yeah. Alright, Mega Man 3. Let me look at a couple other stages here. Some good music in this game, that's for sure. I got this cool attack where I jump over and over again and just keep shooting. Pretty cool. Who's this mysterious, cool jumping dude? For as much time as people spent thinking about Proto Man and what's the deal with Proto Man and oh my god, the mystery of Proto Man, this is a fucking embarrassing introduction to Proto Man. The end anyway. I was like, oh, there's a pit ahead. I should actually maybe shoot one of these things. But yeah, I thought I could get away with one more swing over. But no. But no. Almost did it again. Yep, yeah, did it. In fact, did it almost worse that time. I think, you know, this is not necessarily the fault of this game. It's more of like the constraints inherent to the platform. But like for a game that's going to give you as many different weapons as they give you, the hassle with Mega Man is that selecting those weapons for those situations is annoying as shit. And so rather than go in and go, oh, well, if I hit him with this, it'll do this in one hit. It's like, no, I'm not going to go to the fucking menu just to kill one guy and then have to go back into the menu and change it back. Like it encourages you to not fucking change weapons because they make it such a hassle. Obviously, you know, with the number of buttons on the controller, there's only so much you can do there. They could have used, yeah, they could have used select, but then you're sitting there tapping select to cycle through them. That's not any better. That doesn't actually solve the problem that I'm talking about, but thanks. You know, because then you get into a system of like, oh, are you going to cycle through all of them, or do I have to go in and pick a few as favorites? And then I can cycle through my favorites with the select button, and am I managing menus to manage menus less later? Like, you know, there's just a lot of super bad stuff. And any option they would have had, I think, would have been too complicated for games of the era. Any kind of like, oh, down in this and this, do this, and down in this and this, do this. Like, like that stuff, you know, doesn't really work out. Whoa, dude. That time he just showed up and left. Is he my friend? Are we friends? Am I friends with these guys? Okay, moving on. Nope, not moving on. Dealing with another batch of this shit. Is that gonna... No, I have no, like, manual control over that at all. Apparently none of the other weapons even fucking break the... Okay, alright, we'll have to... It's fun. Ha! I guess what I'm saying is that very little of what we just did there is actually good or fun. It's like, here's some, like, tedious, like, not necessarily difficult, but, you know, you just gotta play it the right way. And if you don't want to play it the right way, you can just take a little bit of damage and run through it, but, like, really, you should be doing it like this. It's just... like, design-wise, just not a good time. Go over here, do this, go here. Don't change back because then it'll... Oh, word? That was not like a go swim down there thing, huh? I maybe should have... Oh, I'm still on dog. Fuck dog. So what are you supposed to do if you get here and you don't have any dog juice left? Because you sucked out all the dog juice yourself and used it in your last run. Did it? Yeah, cool. Yeah, man, I think that this feels like where the series is just kind of getting off of its rails, you know? And I think some people obviously like that about it. And like that it got more complicated and that they started trying to have lore and, you know, like a little bit more, you know, as Proto Man becomes a thing and all of that shit. But, there's a purity to those first couple of games here. And I think this game is still really good. You see it happening here is my point. Where you see this and go like, yeah, this is where they're kind of losing their way a little bit. Like, it's still a quality game, but it's like, I think the direction they go here and I think that the direction they go in here is a negative path. And it's a negative path they stayed on for, like, basically until they decided, hey, we're going to bring back original classic Mega Man and make a old school, you know, when they, like, decided to make Mega Man 9 or whatever it was. Which is not, I don't think that's a great game, but it's cool that they made it. But they spent so much time making Mega Man so fucking shitty. They made so many bad Mega Man games. Did you know that there's a whole 16-bit era where they made Mega Man games? People like to forget it, but it's true. Some of the worst fucking games in the franchise. Except for Mega Man Soccer. It's pretty good as far as 16-bit Mega Man goes. I think in a lot of ways Mega Man X is like the culmination of what I'm talking about here. Where it's just like, okay, this is like a different fucking thing now, and I'm not interested in anything about what they're doing. Like, just blech, yuck. He's gonna bounce me up. Yeah, they are, and they are indeed going to bounce me up. And yeah, Mega Man Legends is cool, but like Mega Man Legends is like, again, like kind of such a different thing, but like, I really like the idea behind Mega Man Legends and what the game they were trying to make. But around that time, I feel like that's when people started also getting all fucking weird about Mega Man also. You know why? Because by the time they get to like a Mega Man X, and by the time they got to there, they're like, oh, we anime now. That's why. Anime ruined Mega Man. We're on the move now. I assume this is that work? What if we put some of these fucking bolt guys? Oh, that's right. That's not a bounce. For some reason, I got it in my head that was going to bounce me off. It did not. Haha, out of magnets. Eat it. Eat it. Can I use the top through this? Is that... It's fun. He does a fun dance. Okay. Might as well look at Needle Man. Right, Needle Man. It's good. It's a good track. Is this the stage? This is the stage where like EGM ran a screenshot that was like, "There's hedgehogs in here." Mega Man taking a shot at the big S or whatever the fuck. This stage is what? Is it, am I on like a big boat here? It's got cannons and rigging and all this other stuff. I feel like if you're going to do some kind of like flying ship or something, at least they have the decency to not make it auto-scrolling or something. I like that they hover just above your shots. Oh, that's the thing. Oh. Ah. I'm gonna needle ya. I'm Needle Man. What do we think here? I mean, good for landing hits, but not necessarily a big damage dealer. That's not going to work at all. He's like, fuck that. I'm going to do my most wonderful dance. But I think, you know, that's Mega Man 3, you know, it certainly does, it's not a bad game, of course, like, obviously, but, I mean, think about some of the stuff we've played, but it definitely feels like a cut below Mega Man 2. Let's put it on the list. It's definitely no Mega Man 2. I think that's the, and you know, for a lot of reasons, like, you know, there's, you know, you see the game becoming like slowly it's more complicated in ways that you're like, oh, there's more happening here, that's for sure, that's kind of cool. And you know, they've really thought of some ideas with the dog, they've really thought of some ideas here, but like there's a purity to those first two games, and one has its own issues, right? But when you think about Mega Man 2, I think that they line all that stuff up so incredibly well. Working within what you think of as the Mega Man character from the previous game, and they blow that out in interesting, cool ways with like fun new weapons to use and cool stages and all of that. Like Mega Man 2 is really, I think there's a sweet spot there that I think 3 misses. 3 is still fine, but it is just kind of like, again, it's getting a little too complicated for the controller in your hand. Quite a lot of slowdown, and I don't know, like to me, I think the best thing about this game is the music, and I think that the design of the robot masters is significantly worse. Proto Man here is just, I think, again, like a dumb diversion in the, like, forget about what Proto Man would become in later games and all that stuff, but I think here as like a look at this mystery, it's stupid. It's check out this jumping man, and you're like, oh, he kind of disappears like I do when I teleport places, huh? And I think that stuff sucks. It doesn't make the levels better. You know, it's just like, here's another thing to like bog down these levels. Like, you know, you're kind of moving. Like, you know, it's a great mix of shooting and platforming when Mega Man levels are at their best. And so to have this like mid boss that shows up with like barely any audio, just a little whistle, and then it's just like hopping back and forth, shooting, no audio, blah blah blah. Just nothing to it. And I think that detracts from the game overall. The mystery, you know, is fine, and you know, seeing that pay off later, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. But I do think that in terms of just like a level to level, moment to moment thing, it's bad. And so we're in this awkward period where, I don't know, you know, it's interesting because I don't think the game gets better. I don't think this franchise gets like better after this. I mean, we'll check. We'll go back and double check. But you know, my memory of these games always is that 3 is the last one that's like, yeah, cool. And then after that, it's like, okay, all right, guys, you're okay. Even though, you know, you kind of get into more of the like charge shot and some of the other things that, you know, that you would get to in some of these later games, it's, you know, It may be a thing where, you know, and again, we'll find out when we get to Mega Man 4, but it may be a thing that, like, removed from the context of history or from the context of time, the reality of time as it was then, that Mega Man 4 ends up being like a better game than 3. I could see it. But like at the time, you know, it was this thing of like, oh, well, even if Mega Man 4 was like a little bit better than 3, it's like, it's kind of like, it's sort of, you know, the game has changed around it a little bit in terms of other games on the platform and all that other stuff. Like I remember Mega Man 4 being like excited about it and then getting it and being like, oh, this just doesn't, nothing about this hits the way it used to. Mega Man is cooked. Mega Man is washed, I said back then. I invented those phrases, by the way. To describe Mega Man 4. That's how they were originally used. So where does that go on the list? I mean, it's no Mega Man 2, that's for sure. It's no Blaster Master. Well, let's rate it in like this. It's better than Mega Man 1. But it's no Mega Man 2. Right? That's probably a sensible. Oh man, is it actually better than Mega Man 1 though? Mega Man 1's crimes are that it doesn't have continues and some of that other stuff, and that's certainly an issue. But Mega Man 1 has such an amazing look to it. The first time through, there's so much value. Well, we're not, you know, judging it on the time aspect of it. So that's not necessarily relevant, but those bosses are so good. You could remake Mega Man 1 with some of the comforts. Did they? I mean, I don't know. They at some point I just stopped paying attention to Mega Man because they made too many bad ones. But yeah, they did eventually remake Mega Man 1 with like some of those creature comforts from the later games, right? PSP. Well, PSP's kind of, I mean, that's not. Powered Up is not what you're looking for. Like I appreciated Mega Man Powered Up for what they did at the time, but that's not what I mean. I mean more like, what if they redid Mega Man 1 with continues is actually probably just what I'm talking about, really. Because yeah, Mega Man Powered Up, it was funny. It was funny at the time because, you know, Mega Man fans are so they've been suffering for so long. You know what I mean? The long-suffering Mega Man fan base. Especially in that era. And so when they were like, hey, we're making a Mega Man game for PSP and it's a classic Mega Man game, people were like, yay! And then Mega Man Powered Up came out and people were like, yay! There were still some people that had, I mean, and I remember it not being like a miserable video game or anything like that, but it's kind of not what you're looking for, you know? But yeah, Mega Man. Yes, exactly. Mega Man EXE. Rockman EXE. Got it all back on track. Those are cool games, and I don't even like, you know, everything about that game seems like something I shouldn't like, all the card-based combat and everything, but man, what a good-ass game that is. What a great-ass game that is. Yeah, so this is where we have to let the science speak, because if it was just me, there's no way Mega Man 3 would be higher than Mega Man 1, just on the basis of the designs of those robots and those fights and the origins of the Yellow Devil and all that sort of stuff, and looking at that fucking crazy looking guy and being like, I've never seen anything like this on this platform before. Like, Mega Man 1 is astounding in those specific ways. It's just a little too rough around the edges. It's just a little too unfriendly. Like, that's the problem. Like, people shit on Mega Man 1 all the time now. And I think that's gross. I think that's a misrepresentation of how it actually was and how it actually is. But I get it. Like, it's a difficult game. It's you know, It's a difficult game. People are soft. I understand. But let's think through it instead of just like slapping it down. Mega Man 3 is no RBI baseball. It's no Metroid. It's no Goonies 2. Metal Gear is a better game. Gun Knack is a better game. See, here's the problem. Ninja Gaiden is a better game than Mega Man 3. I would say that Mega Man 3 is better than Cobra Triangle. Is it better or worse than Gargoyle's Quest 2? It's better than Gargoyle's Quest 2, but it's not as good as Ninja Gaiden. It's our new number 28. There you have it. Mega Man 3. Is it a number 3 or is it a Roman numeral 3? We have number 3 here. So we'll go with that. And there you have it. Mega Man 3. Number 28. Okay. Moving on, Shiny wanted to see this next game. I don't remember what this is. There were so many games with ninjas. Ninja Crusaders is such a game. One day, a mysterious intruder from beyond attacked the world, wreaking havoc on Earth's inhabitants. This new menace was stronger than our most powerful defenses and proved to be unstoppable. In Japan, ninja rose from the shadows to battle the alien invaders, but were eventually driven out as the menace took control of their homeland. Some ninja escaped Japan and scattered to remote lands and some other stuff. It was decided the two ninja, Talon and Blade, would be sent to destroy the evil wraiths. Are they wraiths or are they aliens? I feel like that's not... I mean, they could be alien wraiths, I suppose, but... Civilization's ruins. Oh, this is, this is... Wow. This is like if Ninja Gaiden was an unlicensed game. Graphics by Nina. Oh, now I got a stick. I probably shouldn't have done that. Because the other thing I had real good range. Oh, this has even better range. Not a great sound effect when you use your weapon. None of these sound effects are good. What is... Bloop, bloop, bloop. Are we pushing buttons over here? I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can jump off this and get up there. Right? No. Oh God, one hit death. Who could have guessed? Here I am, and now I'm a part of civilization's ruins. Good. Nailed it. Oops. Oh God. Oh no. What? Oh God. I held down B and now I'm a scorpion. I don't even think I can jump that gap. What the fuck? I missed the jump. Oh, it's weird that I can stand on that little edge there. Like these little edges. I was like, that looked like a glitch when I first did it. I was like, oh, this game's really fucked up. So what do I transform into when I got the stick? It seems like it's... Oh, okay. That's how I get that sword, huh? This is how I swim. This is exactly how I look when I'm swimming. Oh, does it consume the weapon also? What is that down there? I feel like I haven't gotten... Oh, that was just the stick. It's weird. That pickup didn't look like the stick icon there in my item inventory. Nope, not a ladder. You might think it's a ladder. Ah ha ha! I'm an idiot. Watery grave, indeed. Oh, we get to go all the way back, huh? All the good ninjas can walk on water. Was the bird the rod transformation? I can't remember. Well, I ain't got the rod anymore, so... This game has a lot of bad noises in it. What am I even looking at? Okay, we can break the shield. That's good to know. Ah, bird can't swim. Bird got blown up. Oh, right. Apparently, apparently I was doing damage that whole time. Good to know. That Toki? Did I just... I'm... No. Okay. I like that this sword doesn't... It's not... He's like sort of... He's swinging it, but it's like a weird backswing, and so just like he's just poking it out there. What does the sword turn us into? Oh, right. Canyon trap, indeed. I don't want to do this. I'm going to turn into a... Oh, why'd you... Oh, the dragon always starts at the top of the screen. Good to know. What a terrible limitation. What a terrible night to have a spawn limitation such as this. I did not pick up the stick this time. This game's like a weird mess. I'm kind of into it. It's not good. I'm kind of into it. No, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Stupid. That dude just walked up and punched me in the face like, check this out. Again, I messed up. Now I gotta, okay. We gotta go back here. I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, obviously, you know, a one-hit kill like that is gonna, and especially with the relative lack of power of some of these ranged weapons, really forces you to play with patience. Fuck. I don't know why I keep walking off these edges, man. There's just something about these edges that just feel weird enough that I just keep... Yeah, I gotta fight him up here on his level. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter where I transform because I don't have to follow the walls, right? I can go through walls when I'm flying. Lake of Chaos. Let's see what this scorpion does underwater. Okay. I'm a fool! Shot in the fucking face. They've made it very easy to continue. You just push A. You don't even have to hit A and start. No, just like from the game over screen, push A, and you'll just go right back in there. Good. 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 Almost moves a little too fast. Like I can't make that jump in scorpion form. Ah, I hate this game. It's, you know, this game, if you had a couple of minor changes to it. Better audio would go a long way. This chunk, 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 chunk noise is really kind of brutal. You know, checkpoints maybe. I don't know. It's the stages aren't necessarily like massively long. I guess either or, right? It would be like, oh, what if I could take 2 hits instead of 1? Or if I got hit while I was transformed, to just turn me back into a ninja instead of killing me? That would be something. That guy's just gone now. Do we believe it? Okay, well. Oh, we're back up here. Having the teleportations all start at the top of the screen, I think, is really annoying also. this? What is this, a parade float? That's... Oh. The music's not getting any better. Iron Fist Castle. Is that the secret? That if I finish in monster form, I don't lose my weapon, so I can just do it again. And as long as I fucking haul ass and make it, that's probably... I'm guessing that's the speedrunner's choice. Oh... So, like, you know, the bird can't attack, so it's just kind of... Oh, but the bird must obey walls. Unlike the dragon, who does not give a shit or a fuck. Floors, the bird does not care about. Oh, this fucking game. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It just keeps happening. Oh, does that count as stage 3 too? Because if I have to go back to the beginning of 3-2, oh man. No diagonal movement as the bird either. Ugh. I'm kind of now obsessed with this idea of just birding my way through as much of the game as... Oh, God. Birding my way through as much of the game as possible. Ah! Run away. Run away. Okay, then he crouches. So we got past the first hit. Fuck. Ah! Hurricane Cruiser. What an impossibly dumb game. Oh, apparently those are enemies. See that clutch teleport? Frame perfect. Ah, they're coming for me. No! Ah. Ah, okay. All right. That's Ninja Crusaders. I appreciate this dumb game. Is it better or worse than Mega Man 3? I mean, you know, I had a better time. No. Ninja Crusaders is neat, but it's not good. But it's a real mess. I don't know. It's you know, they have ideas that, you know, I think are duplicated time and time again and throughout Ninja games throughout history of, you know, range versus power, right? Short range weapons that kill things. Like getting to some of those bosses with the bow staff and killing them in 3 fucking hits is hilarious. But then, you know, you get bogged down in some of the fights against normal enemies when you have ninja stars, and it's it just takes forever. And so I think that, you know, the trade-off there is that none of the weapons quite feel right, but sometimes you can use that to your benefit, I guess. Like, you know, it almost feels exploitative in a weird way. The movement is really janky, especially the water stuff when you're in human form. Even when you're the sea scorpion, it's still a weird mess. Yeah, it's a real strange thing. It's a real strange thing. But I don't know. I appreciate it. It's, you know, it's not necessarily a case of like, oh, if they made it easier, it's just too hard. You know, like it's more like, I think this game would be more fun if it had a life meter and some additional types of challenges. Like if they had offset, the existence of a life meter with kind of a more variety, more enemy variety, and that sort of stuff, you know. And so you end up with a game that is, I don't know, a little dull in its kind of normal, you know, mode or whatever, but also you get so many weapons that let you turn into fucking weird animals so often that it's like, I don't know, you can kind of just go nuts. And that's kind of neat too. Generous with the continues and stuff, which is always fun. You can just kind of throw yourself at it over and over again without losing too much progress or anything like that. So that does offset the kind of single hit death thing a little bit there. It's just a very specific type of game, you know. Like it's in some ways, like I don't think it's as difficult as these, but it's, you know, when we think about like Super Meat Boy and how the key to Super Meat Boy is like that really fast restart, that really fast respawn of just like again. Like it almost has that going for it. It's not the same type of difficulty, you know, like it's certainly not like that game in many other ways. But that specifically is kind of cool because you're just like, nope, back in. I gotta go. I gotta, you know, hit this button. We're right back in the same stage. Run. You know, it doesn't bog down with checkpoints and all these, you know, so you don't have to sit there and go like, oh, am I at this checkpoint? Did I lose a checkpoint? Did I do this? Like death is so meaningless. You keep your weapon even on restart. And so, you know, it lets you kind of have those dumb runs where you're just like, I'm going to try and just be the bird and really kind of, you know, thread the needle on this. And that's an interesting and weird way to play. Is that the way you're supposed to play it? I guess it, you know, hey, it's in there. So, you know, that is a way you can play it, but it feels wrong in some ways because the act of like being a ninja in Ninja Crusaders is fucking boring. So instead it's a case of like, you know, as a conduit for you to turn into dumb animals and try to like feel like you're cheating your way through the level or whatever. It's a weird, it's a weird mix. It's a ninja game where being a ninja is the kind of the worst part about it. It's no Commando. It's no Maidu Final Fight. It's no Karnov. Is Ninja Crusaders better or worse than Amagon? Is an interesting question. It's, you know, it felt like we were right at the end of that game. So, you know, in some ways, Ninja Crusaders feels a little slight, I might say. Though I might also say that Amagon kind of drags on a little bit over time. You know, it kind of cuts both ways. Let's think about it. Is it better or worse than Snake Rattle and Roll? It's no Snake Rattle and Roll. It's no Zombie Nation. Is it better than all these games? Is it better than Dr. Chaos? Yes. Yeah, it is. Is it better than the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle? Only because that game is so janky. Like, conceptually, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle is a fine game, but this is maybe not the version of it you want. So it's better than that. I had the music from 3D World Runner stuck in my head the other day, and it made me insane. It's a real rough one. It's better than 3D World Runner. It's better than Pipe Dream. Is it better than Rad Racer? Yeah, I mean, you know, No, it's no Scat. It's not as good as Scat. It's better than this port of Archon, which is okay. You know, it's fine. It's just a little kind of weird. It's better than Zezix. It's better than Crazy Creatures. Is it better than the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles? It is not. It is our new number 110. Which, after playing the first level of that, is surprisingly high for what I thought that game was, how that game was going to end up. But there's, I don't know, there's just an interesting fucking strange nuance to Ninja Crusaders that I would not have expected. At all. And so there you have it at 110, Ninja Crusaders. All right. Okay, Chris wanted this next one, and man. Maybe this is, yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. It's Rocket Ranger. From your friends at CinemaWare. Primarily made a lot of these games for the Amiga, and then for some reason this one ended up on the NES, and you know, why? CinemaWare games were graphically interesting on the Amiga, and then people took that to mean they should be ported everywhere, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. They should not have done that. The challenge. Only one person can stop the Lutonians. That person is you, a young American scientist. I'm about to become Rocket Ranger. Me? Chapter 1. Plutonians land a Zeppelin in Washington and kidnap the top American scientist, Otto Barnstorff, and Jane, his beautiful daughter. We still might foil Commander Craig's plot. The General. Fred Bulldog Brady. Oh no. Procure 5 rocket parts. Load 200 units of lunarium into rocket. Approaching Craig's bomb factory. You'll search for any sign of the enemy. In a few moments, the skies will explode with swarms of death-dealing fighter planes. The laser pistol is still your best protection. Oh. Apparently I got hit. Just flying around with a laser pistol, shooting down Nazis. Or, I'm sorry, Lutonians. As you pull the trigger, a grim smile passes over your lips. This one's for you, Crag, you say softly. What goes around comes around. So am I just not going to be able to get back? Okay, I guess we wasted 2 months flying to France? Sure. Use Jane as a guinea pig for his brainwashing device. Okay, slobbering zombie. Crag's evil plans. Fly to Latonia. I don't have enough fuel for that. I mean, I went to Lutonia. Well, didn't I just go there? Chapter 3. A vast mine on the alien moon. Secret base found. Start the resistance. So I guess I should fly over there, huh? Alien airship nearing completion. Well, it seems like I should go take out that alien airship and then they can't leave. Right? Is that the... Great. You must slow the rate of the conquest. A crack fighter squadron has you in their sights. Oh, cool. This is... oof. Brr. Why am I shooting down now? Why am I shooting down instead of up? What the fuck happened? Parachute escape. This is... You know, they were trying to make... You know, cinemaware. They were trying to make cinematic games. Fuck this, dude. you'll be shocked to hear that like this doesn't control well. And I don't know why that didn't hit. I mean, you know, there's like a certain amount of like Zaxxon style, like you got to be at the right height to hit him happening here, but with zero on-screen indication as to what that might be. And reaching the center of the complex will be difficult. Oh, now I'm... Can you fucking believe this shit? We did it. What? They seize your laser pistol and take you to Crag, the alien commander. And the interrogation begins. Escape opportunity. You explained that a factory in Ohio is mass-producing rocket suits. Leaping to your feet, you try to subdue the guard. Oh, yes! Every sound effect is a gift from God. Okay. A hero in the making. Your efforts are rewarded, even if your fist is a little sore. You find the Barnstorfs and escape to freedom. A hero's welcome. The papers are emblazoned with the banner headlines: Rocket Rescue, Rescue Scientists. Of course, you're above such nonsense. Crag is waiting, and you don't want to disappoint him, do you? So now are we supposed to go do the plane? Is that the... Go do this part? Well, we don't have any fuel, so... All right, you've infiltrated. Now start the resistance. All right, we don't need anybody there, so we could put someone. What are these symbols? I wonder. Is this where? Is it a fuel station? Can I have my guy go here and steal fuel? He has not infiltrated, so. Plutonian's plan to conquer the world with lunarium bombs. Get this. Lunarium is mined only on the alien moon. You gotta get up there and destroy the moon base. I guess I gotta get up there and destroy the moon base. But I have no, I don't have fuel and I don't have rocket parts. So I'm guessing like all the while we need to be saving some fuel for the rocket ship. That's why you don't just go blasting across the map out of the gate, maybe, but I don't know where we're going to get rocket parts. You know, we can't get over here. But I guess like time is still running, right? Because there was 6 fuel there last time I looked. Do I just sit here? Let's see if, you got anything to say down here? All right, let's move you. Okay, I can hit select and pass time. And that gives us more fuel. Doesn't seem like there's a great reason to go there. Well, let's try this again, I guess. Brr, brr. Just immediately hit again. Fuck you. Fuck this. Chapter 4. Another airship slips in and abducts Jane and Otto. They just can't. Another, it's just, is this just gonna be, it's even the same, like, basic, like, flight formation as that Columbia mission. If I just do this, is the actual solution, like, don't fucking get near the planes? Well, I didn't bring enough to get home. Doesn't seem to be any way for me to, like, get fuel out here. Chapter 5, Millenarium Bomb Factory. Yeah, that's what happened last time, too. We still don't have enough to get here. This is... Oh, if I just hit select, they keep expanding. If I keep letting time pass. Plutonians in the White House. Yeah, tell me about it. I read the fucking news. Oh, dark clouds is symbolizing the slavery. Yep. Chapter 1. I like that it doesn't give you a game. There's no game over. There's no nothing. It's just like, well, of course you want to play again. Of course you'd want to restart immediately. That's shitty. I think that a lot of those Cinemaware games are fucking extremely bad. Even, you know, obviously they're better on the Amiga because that's where a lot of that stuff was made. Originally and where it was, you know, where it kind of thrived a little bit. But like, god damn, dude. What a fucking terrible game. And like a bad port of a game that was already like like they had these, you know, graphics that made for great magazine ads and screenshots on backs of boxes and whatever else. But like CinemaWare didn't have game, like Defender of the Crown, I think was probably the best they ever got in terms of making a video game you might want to play. But even that, I'll pass, you know? And so seeing these weird ports like Chemco or whatever coming in and being like, we're going to bring Rocket Ranger to the Nintendo. And you're like, that's a fucking terrible idea. That's a bad idea already. The original version of those games are not going to be games that are going to thrive on a platform like this to begin with. And then when you take into consideration the sorts of cuts that they would make to make those games fit, you end up kind of losing the one thing that any CinemaWare game had going for it, which was, you know, some pretty pictures to look at between like dreadfully abysmal gameplay. So what I'm saying is it's not as good as Rambo. It's no Golgo 13, top secret episode. It's no Spy vs. Spy, another Chemco version of a computer hit. Though I would take Spy vs. Spy over Rocket Ranger any day, no matter the platform. Where in Time and Carmen in San Diego is a better game, a more successful computer port as well. It's no Jaws. Solstice, The Quest for the Staff of Deimos is a better game. Tennis is a better game. Is Rocket Ranger better or worse than Dino Wars, The Destruction of Spondylus? It's worse. It's a worse game. It's worse than Spelunker. It's no Popeye. Darkwing Duck is better. Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf is a better game. Eliminator Boat Duel is a more satisfying experience. You would be better off with a copy of Rolling Thunder. As computer ports go, you would take a copy of The Immortal 10 times out of 10 over a copy of Rocket Ranger. It's no Hudson's Adventure Island. That's for damn sure. Three Stooges, a more successful attempt at bringing this style of computer game to the NES. It's not as good as Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's no Magic Johnson's Fast Break. That's for sure. Rocket Ranger is not as good as Menace Beach. You'd be better off with a copy of Friday the 13th. The Simpsons Bart versus the Space Mutants is somehow a better game. Super Pitfall is straight trash. Super Pitfall is a cartridge that when you touch it, it's going to give you some kind of disease. Is Rocket Ranger better or worse than Super Pitfall? It's a little worse. It's a little worse. Like, there's just barely a video game here, you know? It's just like, you know, here's a little, like, it's a mini game collection where every mini game is straight up fucking dog shit. And so, you know, like Mario Party, basically. If they had put a game board in this, you know, you could really do something with it. It's better than the Mutant Virus Crisis in a Computer World. It's not as good as Dragon's Lair, which at least has the common sense to deviate from its original gameplay. It's not as good as Knight Rider. It is not as good as the Ubisoft Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's our new number 432. Okay. There you have it. Up next, I'm just going to load this up and then I need to run to the restroom. But I'll let you enjoy the title screen while we wait. I'll be right back. It's a game that Pac Mantis wanted to see. It's Unser Jr.'s Turbo Racing. Hello. All right. Akonda. Banger sound from S. Sakai and T. Tamura. You can hear it right now. It's going. Right? All right, Unser. Monaco. No, I didn't spend the points. How do I? Okay, it's not A. It's not B. It's not start. Oh, 0 points left. 6. Oh, it's got they're all full. Okay, I see. A, B, C, D, or none? Let's go with A. Oh, God. I mean, Monaco is the track that's in pole position, right? Like, that's the definitive video game racetrack of the era. Oh, Suzuka? Okay. Well, Monaco's in Suzuka and Fuji Speedway. What is Monaco in? Monaco is in something early. So what's mode B then? Do we get guns? They just listed as Japan in this one. Super Monaco GP. Yeah, I guess that would have Monaco in it, huh? Okay, so mode B is no other cars then. You know, this could be a lot worse in terms of the track movement. I think the sense of speed here is really great for, you know, again, for the platform. And, you know, we've seen a lot of really crummy driving games that don't that just don't animate well. They're not smooth. And so, like, that's nice. Picture the dude's face with Valvoline kind of written above it and the Data East logo. You know, hey. I think I figured out a control thing that let's go to West Germany. I wasn't using my turbo, so I think it's up and down to shift. You see I'm in first gear down there. We'll tap up to shift into second and then to third, but I think when I hit that, then I can, then I can spend my turbo. You see that turbo gauge that started at 90 and is going down. Music's pretty decent, like a good sense of speed. Like even when the turbo kicks in, it's like kind of like, oh, huh. Like I'm kind of cooking, man. New name. I am no longer Unser Jr. Really? You can turn up the laps also. Stro. Not Strohs. Can't have a beer ad in here. Sound effects leave a little bit to be desired. I do like the turbo sound effect, though. A nice high-pitched whine. Crashing into the pit lane over and over again. Let's pit and see what happens. No, can I just not pit? Is that the... Okay. Well, let's try a race, I guess. We'll try to qualify here. Interesting that you can't choose the music situation in a serious race. That it just kind of... little bit of elevation change there. There's little dips, but not too much of that. I'm impressed for the platform. Again, like, not the deepest game in the world, but that's probably for the best. Like, it looks pretty nice. Backgrounds look okay. Like, you're not going to mistake it for like the arcade version of Hang On or something like that, but like, oh, K-Evil. These are our circuit datas, huh? Grid walking. And lamer. Oh, we get to choose for the race, though. Why are we beeping? I guess the only thing I would replenish in the pit is my turbo, right? I mean, because it doesn't... there really hasn't been any indication of, like, tires or fuel other than the turbo. Unless they're just silently tracking tire health. Repair is a weird one because there's no, again, like not a huge indication. Maybe your picture down there changes if you take damage, or maybe in a 6-lap race it's unlikely for you to need repairs. Not really a big fan of the beeping. But it does give you a little bit to think about, it gives you just enough to think about in terms of like, how are you going to spend your turbo? Like, you do have kind of a fuel consumption sort of thought as like, okay, it's a 6-lap race. Like, You must have thought I came here to fuck around. No, this is Unser Jr. Take that shit to my old man. I got 2 laps left or 1. Probably gonna have to pit. I'm running out of turbo. Oh, that was the end. Okay. I'll take 5th for my first race. Ugh, curse you, F Dandy. M Giga. And Lamer. Ugh. All right. I guess this is just... Ah! That menu got messed up. So we can restrict the, you know, the number of points you can put into your car so you don't go as fast. And, excuse me. Some of that stuff. Just sort of interesting. UK pretty much just has a fucking fat oval. Oh, come on. It's weird that the beeping is only in the races, but I guess if it's, you know, like on these time trials, it doesn't matter if you're passing or getting passed because they don't track that stuff. So I guess maybe that's not that weird now that I'm saying that out loud. Nice clouds here, like, you know, that's a good little touch. I don't know. This ain't bad. This ain't bad at all, you know? Can we get a race? Can I do a thing? If I select 4, can I get into it and see what it looks like? Or I'm guessing I won't be able to, but... Oh, maybe. Oh, it's just... Okay. And then you hand the controller over and see who had the better time. I see. Not a simultaneous 4-player split screen, not a 4-score satellite situation. But okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Not a bad thing. Not a bad game at all. Probably could use. Oh, it's not. I can't like back out of any of this stuff. Player 2 ready. It doesn't appear that there's a way for you to like save your game, so you... Oh, well, okay, here I am, round 2. Surely it's not just automatic battery backup. Is it? Okay. Oh, cool. No, we need to... I'm going to check that for sure. I'm actually curious. If I quit the game and relaunch it completely. Yeah, it does. Okay. So it did save my progress. That's cool. I was going to say, sitting down and having to do this all in one session would be a bit much. But I don't know. I'm used to games of this era normally having something that's like, oh, hit push here to save and then hold in the reset button and to do this and that and all of that. But yeah, battery backup. Unser Jr. Kind of a shocker, to be honest. Low-key shocked that game is as good as it is. You know, you wouldn't necessarily think that Data East... Well, I don't know. Data East, very capable. You know, they made a ton of amazing arcade games. But this is... I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that like that's just a good moving... Normally when you get the F1 license and all this, you know, when we think about this era, you know, the style of open wheel racing, again, you kind of think about, I think about pole position. I think about games of that nature. And, you know, pole position was a hell of a game. Hell of a game in its day. Sequel had like, what, 4 tracks in it? Had great game. Great game. But, you know, that can overcomplicate things sometimes, you know, and they do try to, you know, give you some aspect of like, oh, you can practice the track, then qualify, then race, then you can, you know, you don't really adjust your setup per se. If you had a limitation on the number of points you had, as opposed to just like full points in all categories, which is how I chose to play it, then yeah, you could race it and go like, oh, actually I need better acceleration and lower top speed, you know, whatever it is. You fuck around with it that way, which is kind of cool. They're doing the right, you know, so they're giving the right nods to it being more than just a dumb racing game, you know, in terms of like, oh, we're going to just barely acknowledge like, hey, here's those, you know, these are based on the real tracks sort of. And you're going to be able to, you know, mess around with your car ever so slightly. And of course, like pit strategy, you know, giving you the turbo and having that be a limited use instead of just like overall gas. Because you think about, I think about games like Pit Stop, which was for computers, not an NES game. But, you know, Pit Stop tried to model things like tire damage. And so when you would go in the pits, you'd have to replace the tires and all of that stuff. And, you know, it would get bogged down in that a little bit. Here, you know, you do have to form something of a pit strategy based on how much turbo you're using per lap and figuring out if you can go without or not. And so it gives it just a hair of strategy, which I think for, you know, for the F1 style racing it's trying to emulate makes a ton of sense. But it still feels like a good, fun arcade racer. Like it doesn't, you know, you think about F1 games of this era or like licensed games of this era that were driving games. I was expecting this to run at half the frame rate and half the speed and all of that other stuff. Just like, here's this junky looking game. So I'm surprised at just how well it runs. It's got a great sense of speed. Handles fine. You know, it's driving games of this era. You know, there's not too many options at your disposal. It's okay. I'm going around a turn, so I need to back off the turbo. Oh, it's actually a sharper, longer turn than that, so I need to downshift or hit the brakes or both, you know. Decent faces, yeah, that's for sure. Like, this is nice. This is you know, way better than I thought it would be. Man. Not necessarily my thing, like not something I probably would have played a ton of as a kid, because again, the kind of the ties to real racing are maybe a little bit off-putting to me personally. But I'm sitting here thinking like, wait a minute, is this better than Rad Racer? Is this like it kind of is. Huh. I guess let's start there. Is this better or worse than Rad Racer? Rad Racer's not. Yeah. Again, I've got to separate the science from my heart, because I don't like Rad Racer, but Rad Racer is pretty good for what it is. Similar idea about like, oh, you got to, holding up on the D-pad to engage with turbo, and like there's a little bit of a similarity there between the two games, but Dang, this is better than Rad Racer. It's got Al Unser's face with giving you a thumbs up between races, which is nice. That's better than Rad Racer. And Rad Racer does a pretty decent job of its own take on sense of speed and all that. Like, I think Rad Racer does a good job with that as well. It does a decent job of that, but Rad Racer is all about the settings, right? You get into race to race, and it's like, oh, this one's, this run is from here to here, and you see some city skylines and little bits and pieces, and I think that's, nice. The 3D stuff in Rad Racer is kind of a wash. It's better than Rad Racer, but not by much. It's like it's a close one. It's a close one, so it's probably right within this sort of range. Like, it's not better than Slalom. It's better than Section Z. It's better than Archon. It's better than Zezix. It's better than Crazy Creatures. Is it better or worse than Ninja Crusaders? Yes. Is it better than the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles? Yeah. It's better than Silkworm. It's not better than Scat. It's our new 108. Our new number 108. Al Unser. Al Unser he respects Scat, the Special Cybernetic Attack Team. So I'm sure Al feels totally fine being right under Scat. Okay. Well, let's look here. There we have it. Unser Jr.'s Turbo Racing. Surprising to me. Again, that's a game I don't think I ever played. Yeah, that's a pretty solid new game to discover, I'll say. Yeah, I think it's quite good. I don't know. It's yeah, way better than I thought it was going to be, for sure. I thought we were looking at just another bottom tier racing game, and just like this thing's gonna run like shit, control like shit, look like you especially when you see a man's name on it, you tend to think like, oh yeah, they're just they bought the rights to Al Unser's name so that they could put it on. I'm sorry, Al Unser Jr.'s name, so that they could sell it to people and not have to make a great game. But this is actually like a pretty decent. The only thing I'll say is I don't think the cars look great. I don't think they they look okay, but I don't think the individual cars themselves look as as good as they could be. But I think they managed to pull off like a decent representation of that style of racing without without sacrificing gameplay and making it they didn't get in over their head. It would be very easy to make like, oh, we're going to go for this simulation style thing and go too far. We saw that with not Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf, the not Fred Couples. He's got some great holes of his own. But the other golf game that we played, Greg Norman's Golf Power. No, I'm sorry, Jack Nicklaus's Greatest 18 Holes of Major Championship Golf. Where it's like, they got this guy's name on it, and yeah, this is so in terms of it having a license or being associated with a license like that, I think that's actually pretty surprising ultimately. That's going to do it for this week. The last game on the list that we did not get to is Overlord. You may know it as Supremacy in other parts of the world, on other platforms of the world as well. Supremacy being ported to the NES and renamed. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Maybe next week. As always, if you want to add games to the list, now's the time. Head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. You can join the advisory panel. And once you're on the advisory panel, you can suggest games. You also, hey, when you join the join the Patreon, you'll get access to the Discord. We've been hanging out over there for a while now, doing our thing, talking about video games and whatnot. And that's been a good time as well. So do give that a look. There's been some posts on there lately. You can also join the Patreon for free. There is a free tier that you can sign up for and just get updates. So, if you want to receive those updates that way, as well as some other stuff that I write from time to time, that would be a way to do that. If you wanted to check that out as well. Of course, we're live here on Twitch a few days a week, and then all this stuff ends up on YouTube. So, mash the follow button here on Twitch, and then hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and go sign up for the Patreon, and then do a fun dance for you on this Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. Al Unser Jr. I'll be back next week. Did not get my fast internet installed. It was raining too hard. They ran the cable. They drilled holes in my house and ran cables to where their modem is going to live. And then they were like, yo, man, we can't find the connection on the street. And also, we're digging all these holes in your lawn, and it's raining, and everything is sliding around all crazy. So we're going to send some. And then they were like, we're going to send some guys on Monday. And I was like, okay. They've given me zero detail as to when these guys are going to come on Monday. I emailed the person at the company that I had been corresponding with about setting up this appointment, and she was like, oh, I don't know. I'll look into it and get back to you. I don't know. So, we'll see. Maybe next week I'll be coming to you with fast internet. Maybe not. Also, Monday's a holiday here in the U.S., so maybe they'll just have the day off, and maybe he said Monday, but it's not gonna. Who knows? When I was signing up, to get my appointment, Monday was an option, so I assume that means that they are working Monday. But who can say? Who can say? Be back next time. I'll see you soon. Bye.